What's up, everybody? Day 16 of the World Cup is in the books. We got another 6 games to talk about today. We got groups I, H, and G playing their final games of the group stage. A lot at stake. We will start with Group I. We have Norway, ranked 31st, taking on France, ranked number 3. Coming into this one, Norway, they beat Iraq 4-1 and then beat Senegal 3-2. For France, they came into this one beating Senegal 3-1 and then beating Iraq 3-0. Both teams coming off wins. Let's see how things go here. And to kind of give a bit of a preview of this matchup specifically, Erling Haaland was interviewed prior to this match. Of course, he plays for Norway, if you didn't know. And basically, he didn't care about this matchup at all. He was just happy that Norway qualified for the round of 32. He's like, France, I'm not too bothered. They're probably going to win the whole tournament. I don't care if we win, is basically what he said. So, very disappointing. I get Erling Haaland. Maybe it's just a bit of that Norwegian, Scandinavian mindset or like mentality of being very honest. Right? You know what I mean? I feel like people from that part of the world, they're just very upfront of who they are. They don't really hide their feelings, really. I could be wrong. But I didn't really like that response. Their coach kind of took a similar approach. Basically rotated their entire team. France pretty much played their A team, rested a couple players, but Norway, Erling Haaland didn't even feature in this game. Odegaard didn't feature. So disappointed when I tuned into this match. I ended up flicking away off my TV at the end of the first half because I'm like, there's no point in me watching this. Who cares? Which is sad because this was billed to be such a good matchup between Haaland and Mbappe, and I feel like we just didn't get it. So I'm disappointed as a fan. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But we'll go to the 7th minute. Dembele would score to make it 1-0 for France. He would double the lead for France at 2-0 in the 20th. Asgard, which is, I guess, how you say ass in Norwegian. Asgard would score in the 21st to make it 2-1. And then Dembele again would get his hat trick. And I think it might be the fastest hat trick at a World Cup like ever. Scores his 3rd goal of the day, 32nd minute to make it 3-1 for France. Basically at that point is when I tuned away and watched something else when I had my lunch today. And then at the death, Doué would score to kind of put a bow on this performance for France in the 90+4 minute. And the game would end 4-1 for France. Like I said, disappointing that we didn't get, the matchup that we wanted. But, I mean, I guess as expected, even if both of these teams played their best lineup, if Norway came to play today, I was still expecting France to beat Norway. There's just too much quality on that team. Dembele, you got Elise, Mbappe. I could go on. Just too much quality in that field. And I still think they're the favorites to win this tournament. However, I do think Germany will upset them. Fight me in the comment section. I'm ready for it. The stats in this game. Possession 57% to 43% in favor of France. Expected goals 1.70 to 1.50 in favor of Norway, which is a bit surprising. Shots 10-4 on target for Norway, 18-9 on target for France. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Dembele with the hat trick. Basically a perfect rating at a 9.6. Up next for Norway, they do qualify for the round of 32. They will take on the Ivory Coast June the 30th. I quite fancy them in that matchup. And then France will take on Sweden on June the 30th in the round of 32. I fancy France to win that game. So if France wins that game and then Germany wins their game, they will meet in the round of 16, which I'm not a big fan of. But I guess that's just how the cookies crumble when they made the format for this tournament. Great, so that's the first game. We will head to the second game in Group I. Senegal ranked 15th, taking on Iraq ranked 57th. Coming into this one, Senegal, they lost 3-1 to France and then lost 3-2 to Norway. Iraq lost 4-1 to Norway and then lost 3-0 to France. So both of these teams looking for their first win at this World Cup. I got going really quick. For Senegal, Diarra would score in the 4th minute to make it 1-0. Sarr would score in the second half in the 56th to make it 2-0 for Senegal. And then Gouye would score in the 59th, 3 minutes later, to make it 3-0. He would score again in the 71st to make it 4-0. And then Ndiaye would put a bow on it in the 82nd and make it 5-0 for Senegal. And that's how this one would end. Ugly game if you're an Iraq fan. But if you're Senegal, this is kind of what you've been waiting for in this tournament. You finally get off the schneid, you get all 3 points, you get the offense going. It should be enough to get into the round of 32. I'll mention that here in the up next section. But the stats in this one, possession 69% for Senegal, very nice, and then 31% for Iraq. Expected goals 3.01 for Senegal, 0.14 for Iraq. Shots 28, 12 on target for Senegal, 6, 1 on target for Iraq. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Gaye with a 9.3 player rating. As mentioned, up next for Senegal, as it stands currently, they would qualify for the round of 32, and they will take on England on July the 1st. I fancy England in that matchup, 1,000%. Senegal, they have the capability of an upset, but England have too much quality, just like France. So I don't see them beating England, but we shall see. For Iraq, they are unfortunately eliminated from the tournament with no wins to show for it either. Round of applause for Iraq. Thank you for coming. But your time is up. Your time is over. Whoops. Let's now do Group H here. We have Cape Verde ranked 67 taking on Saudi Arabia ranked 61st. Coming into this one, Cape Verde, kind of the Cinderella story of this tournament. They drew 0-0 with Spain. I put España there. I don't know why I did that. Spanish for Spain, España. And then they drew 2-2 with Uruguay. So essentially, Cape Verde just drawing their way into the round of 32 potentially. And then for Saudi Arabia, they drew 1-1 with Uruguay and then lost 4-0 to España. And as you can see, there are no goals in this game. And so that is correct. Cape Verde have drawn their way essentially into the round of 32, which is one way to do it. But all jokes aside, massive props for Cape Verde. I mean, no one expected them to get anything from Spain and Uruguay. I certainly didn't. So, and this is their very first World Cup ever. And to get 3 points and to advance to the round of 32 is quite an accomplishment. It's unbelievable stuff when you think about it. The stats in this one, possession stats, 51% to 49 for Cape Verde. XG 1.39 to 0.39 for Cape Verde. Shots 15-2 on target for Cape Verde, 7-3 on target for Saudi Arabia. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Abdul Hamid with a 7.8 player rating. So as it stands currently, up next for Cape Verde, they will take on Argentina in the round of 32 on July the 3rd. Now, that's going to be a very, very difficult task. Will Cape Verde come to play? Will they just park the bus the whole time and try and get it to penalties? I think that's probably the strategy they're going to deploy. We'll see. I think Argentina are way too skilled to be drawing Cape Verde. But, I mean, you would say the same thing about Spain. So, we'll see what happens there. Unfortunately for Saudi Arabia with this result, they are eliminated from the World Cup. Round of applause out of sympathy for Saudi Arabia. Let's head to the other game in Group H here. Uruguay ranked 16th versus Spain ranked 2nd. Coming in, Uruguay drew 1-1 with Saudi Arabia, and then they drew 2-2 with Cape Verde. Same to Cape Verde, kind of drawing their way potentially into the round of 32. Spain, they drew 0-0 with Cape Verde, and then beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. We go to the 42nd minute, and Baena would score for España to make it 1-0. And that is all it would take. Uruguay couldn't find an answer. They will lose 1-0 to España. 0-1. The stats in this game: possession stats 67% to 33% in favor of Spain. XG 0.86 to 0.20 in favor of Spain. Shots 5, 1 on target for Uruguay, 6, 1 on target for Spain. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Llorente with an 8.3 player rating. Unfortunately for Uruguay, they couldn't find a draw in this match, so they are eliminated from the World Cup. Very surprising. I did not predict that at all. Shocking stuff there. And then Spain, on the other hand, they will advance to the round of 32. As it stands, they will face off against Austria July the 2nd. That should be a pretty straightforward victory for Spain. But you never know. They drew 0-0 with Cape Verde, but I would be absolutely stunned if Spain did not advance past Austria. Right, let's head to the nightcap here. Both of these games were played in Seattle and Vancouver. I think the Egypt game was in Seattle, and then the New Zealand-Belgium game was in Vancouver. Shout out Pacific Northwest. You have my heart. We'll start with the Egypt game. They're ranked 29th, taking on Iran, ranked 20th. Coming into this one, Egypt, they drew 1-1 with Belgium and then beat New Zealand 3-1. Iran, they drew 2-2 with New Zealand and then drew 0-0 with Belgium. Can Iran draw their way into the round of 32? We will start in the 5th minute here. Saber would score for Egypt to make it 1-0. And then like 9 minutes later, I'm going to butcher this name, Rezaian, apologies, would score in the 14th minute, would equalize and make it 1-1, and that's how this game would end. So it is another draw for Iran, and they have drawn their way basically into the round of 32, just like Cape Verde. Probably not how coach drew it up, but hey, whatever gets you into the round of 32. If you're Cape Verde or Iran, you can say you're undefeated at the World Cup. The stats in this one, possession stats, 61% to 39% in favor of Egypt. XG 0.81 to 1.96 in favor of Iran. Shots 15, 3 on target for Egypt, 13, 4 on target for Iran. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Hani with an 8.0 player rating. Up next, Egypt will advance to the round of 32. As it stands, they will take on the Aussies of Australia on July the 3rd. That matchup is kind of a toss-up. I really liked Australia and how they've played. However, you have Mo Salah in Egypt. Probably would go Egypt in that matchup, but would not be surprised if Australia could go to the round of 16. What an accomplishment that would be. And then Iran with this draw will advance to the round of 32. As it stands, they will face off against Switzerland on July the 2nd. I'm expecting Switzerland to move on pretty easily there. However, Switzerland, they drew with Qatar, so Switzerland not necessarily, nothing's guaranteed for them. But I would be surprised if they didn't beat Iran and go to the round of 16. Let's talk about the final game here. We have New Zealand ranked 85th taking on Belgium ranked number 9. Coming in, New Zealand, they drew 2-2 with Iran and then lost 3-1 to Egypt. For Belgium, they drew 1-1 with Egypt and then drew 0-0 with Iran. Can Belgium draw their way into the round of 32? I tell you what, you can look at it right now. It did not end in a draw. A lot of scoring in this one, particularly for one team. We'll start in the 28th minute for Belgium. Trossard would score to make it 1-0 Belgium. And then he would score again in the 50th minute to make it 2-0 for Belgium. And then Kevin De Bruyne in the 66th would make it 3-0. And then New Zealand would answer. Good for them. Just would score in the 84th to make it 3-1. And then we go to the 86th. Lukaku would answer and make it 4-1. And then, this is going to be a tough name to say. If you're a Belgium fan, let me know in the comment section how you pronounce this. Salamakers. He should open up a health food store and make salads. His last name looks like Salad Makers or something. Salamakers would score in the 90 plus 4 minute to make it 5-1. And that's how this game would end. Massive victory for Belgium. We kind of have been waiting for this performance from them all tournaments. And as they say, better late than never. Disappointing first 2 games. But great way to end the group stage. Hopefully they can carry that into the round of 32, into their knockout games. The stats in this one, possession 46-54 in favor of Belgium. XG 0.25 to 3.69 in favor of Belgium. Shot 6, 2 on target for New Zealand. Look at this, 35, 10 on target for Belgium. Your man of the match, courtesy of FOTMob, is Trossard with a 9.2 player rating. Up next for New Zealand, unfortunately, they are eliminated from the World Cup. Round of applause for their efforts. For Belgium, they will advance to the round of 32. As it stands, they will take on South Korea on July 1st. That'll be a tough matchup for Belgium. I could see that going either way. I think South Korea, if that is the matchup, will edge out Belgium. They have not been consistent enough for me to trust them to beat a team like South Korea. And so I will go South Korea in that matchup. So that's my first upset pick of the round of 32. Right, that's day 16. To quickly recap, France 4-1 win over Norway. Senegal 5-0 win over Iraq. Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia 0-0 draw. Spain 1-0 victory over Uruguay. Egypt and Iran played to a 1-1 draw. And then Belgium, big win 5-1 over New Zealand. Now, let's take a look at the standings and see how the groups shake out. Here are your standings after day 16 of the World Cup. It's quite incredible that we're already at day 16. It feels like the tournament just started. I don't know about you. Very shocking that we're already at day 16. We're getting towards the end, towards the knockout rounds of the World Cup. Very exciting. We only have one more day of group play before we get to the knockout rounds. But today we'll talk about Group G, H, and I, of course. This is how it would finish. So in Group G, we have Belgium taking the group. They started the day in third and moved themselves up to first. The Great Escape, I like to say. 5 points, a +4 goal differential. For Egypt, they'll finish second, 5 points, +2 goal differential. In third, we have Iran with 3 points, 0 goal differential. That will be enough to move on. And then New Zealand going home in fourth, 1 point, a -6 goal difference. In Group H, we have Spain in first with 7 points, +5 goal difference. In second, shockingly, Cape Verde with 3 points, 0 goal difference. Undefeated Cape Verde, I should say. In third, we have Uruguay with 2 points, -1 goal difference. They're heading home. In fourth, Saudi Arabia, 2 points, a -4 goal difference. They're heading home as well. I'm not sure if any of you guys watched American Idol, like back in its heyday. I would say like 2009, maybe like early 2010s. Whenever someone got eliminated from that show, the singing competition, they'd play this song called Home by Daughtry. And it's like, I'm going home to the place where I belong. Dun, 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 dun. We should play that song for Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, and then Iraq. I'm going home. We'll talk about Group I. France, 9 points, +8 goal differential. In second, Norway, 6 points, a +1 goal differential. Third, Senegal, 3 points, a +2 goal difference. Iraq in fourth, no points, a -11 goal difference. If we take a look at the teams in fourth, that is the worst performance of all the teams. Haiti was 0 -6. 0 -11 is the worst. We'll see how Jordan, Uzbekistan is close, and Panama do tomorrow. Another thing I want to point out with the standings, Mexico, perfect with 9 points, and France joined them today. Perfect with 9 points. Typically in a World Cup, I feel like we'd see more teams that were 3-0, but there's been so much parity in this World Cup. I mean, Germany wasn't perfect, the Netherlands dropped points, Belgium dropped many points, Spain dropped points, Brazil dropped points. We'll see what happens with Argentina, Colombia. England already dropped points, so they can't be perfect. But yeah, I mean, kudos to Mexico. I feel like they're not getting enough credit for their performance, and they have yet to concede a goal in this tournament. So far, if you look on paper, the best team, it's Mexico. But obviously, I'm still picking France. I mean, I want Germany to win, but if I had to bet money on it, I would bet my money on France. The Germany pick is more of a pick out of love and passion. France pick is more like my mind's who's going to win. Obviously, we'll see about the other games tomorrow, which I'll tell you about right now. Great segue. The final group games of the World Cup. So we have Group L starting things off at 5 p.m. Eastern. We will have Croatia against Ghana, and then Panama and England. I'm going to go Croatia and England winning those games. In Group K, this is a weird time, at 7:30 Eastern, we have Colombia, Portugal, and then the Congo and Uzbekistan. The Congo, I feel like Uzbekistan might play with heart. I'm going to go Uzbekistan playing that. Maybe they can get in that, third place slot in advance. That goal difference, though, is really, really poor, so they'd have to win big. And then I'm going to go, that should be a good one, Portugal, Colombia. I'm going to go Portugal. I think they'll redeem themselves. Ronaldo brace, I'm going to call it. I think they redeem themselves and get a victory over Colombia. And then it ends with Group J. At 10 p.m. Eastern, we have Algeria and Austria, and then Jordan, Argentina. Algeria, Austria, Jordan, Argentina. So I think Argentina is going to go perfect, 9-0. Messi has scored all of their goals. We'll see if that changes. Austria, Algeria, battle for second place. That's a tough one. On paper, I want to go Austria, but you can't sleep on Algeria. But I think I will go Austria. I think they get the win. I think Algeria will advance still as a third place team. That goal difference isn't too bad. Just depends on how bad they lose. But yeah, I think all those three teams, Argentina, Austria, Algeria, advance. This group, probably Colombia, Portugal. I don't know if the Congo will. It just depends if they get points on Uzbekistan. If they do, they probably will advance. England, Ghana is probably advanced with 4 points, and then Croatia needs something. If Croatia can get a draw or a win against Ghana, then they advance. Ghana would advance as well. So we could see 3 teams from each of these groups advance tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. We'll wrap it up here, everyone. Of course, let me know your thoughts on everything. It's been a fun World Cup. Sad that we're kind of nearing the end, but it's the fun stuff. Knockout football is always the best. And I'm very excited for it. Right, so thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. If you are just passing by, feel free to follow and like the video if you want. You totally don't have to. I just do this for fun, and I love talking about football, especially the World Cup. It's just the best. So don't feel like you have to do anything. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on stuff. I love interacting with you guys, so let me know what you think on day 16 or anything in the World Cup. If you've attended any matches too, let me know. But I will leave you here. I'm about to hit the hay. It's been a very long day. That rhymed. That rhymed. Okay, thank you for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and we will see you for day 17 of the World Cup. Peace.